The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were the preseason all-paper champions last year. They struggled during the regular season and now will be without their starting quarterback, Jameis Winston, for the first 3 games of this year. Can the turmoil be a good thing for the usually squeaky clean Bucs? Perhaps, but it could also be a continuation of what we saw last year too. So we'll give you the rundown of what to expect from the 2018 version of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Let's take a look at some of the key storylines heading into the season as we go into our 4-minute offense. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be without the services of franchise quarterback Jameis Winston for the first 3 games of the season due to suspension. That means that they'll be relying on some Fitz magic early in the year, as Ryan Fitzpatrick will be the starting quarterback for the time being. The good news is that last year the 14-year vet went 2-1 in starting duties, and that's all you're hoping for in this stretch to start the season, especially considering the 3 games are against New Orleans, Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh. That's a tough stretch for any quarterback, let alone your backup or aging veteran at least. The difference, in my opinion, from this year's stretch of games is that the Bucs may finally have the running game to take some of the pressure off of the quarterback. And that ties into the second storyline for the 2018 Bucs. Rookie running back Ronald Jones has a lot of Jamal Charles-like skills that he brings to the table and gives the Bucs a legit home run threat in the backfield. The Bucs drafted Jones in the 2nd round, and he has the type of talent to really transform this offense, which would really help the Bucs keep pace in a very competitive NFC South. One of the bigger stories this offseason for Tampa Bay was how well they've improved defensively. You can tell that this was a big focus of the front office as they went out and traded for Jason Pierre-Paul from the New York Giants, signed Vinny Curry and Bo Allen from the Philadelphia Eagles, also signed Mitch Unrein and drafted Vita Vea in the 1st round. And that's just a defensive line. The secondary was another area of emphasis as well. In the 2nd round, the Bucs landed 2 corners in Auburn's Carlton Davis and North Carolina's MJ Stewart, and in the 4th round selected a versatile defensive back, Jordan Whitehead, out of Pitt. Last season, the Bucs finished dead last in total defense, dead last in sacks, and in pass defense, and were 22nd in points allowed. So needless to say, with the additions made on the front end and the back end, they'll be vastly improved this season. And one of the reasons why they'll be vastly improved, more in particular on the front end, is due to the hiring of new defensive line coach Brentson Buckner. He's one of the more well-respected young coaches in the game, having played the position, excelled there, and has a track record of success coaching there. So there's a lot of optimism about the potential of this Bucs defensive line in conjunction with the coach that Buckner is and what he will bring to the table. So if anyone is going to get the most out of this unit, it's the former Cardinals defensive assistant. One of the reasons for optimism for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be the tight end core. I really like this trio of O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate, and Anthony Auclair. This group gives you a little bit of everything, but the one consistent thing that they bring to the table is that they are excellent receivers. Both Howard and Auclair are better blockers than Brate, but all 3 can be matchup problems. Most teams don't have 1 tight end, and the Bucs have 3 good ones. The linebacking core is another big-time reason for optimism. From a potential standpoint, the Bucs core definitely rivals the Panthers, and when Thomas Davis retires, they could easily surpass that group. Kwon Alexander, Levante David, and Kendall Beckwith are excellent players, and there's good depth here as well with Cameron Lynch, Riley Bullough, Darius Taylor, and rookie Jack Sitchy out of Wisconsin. And with the improvements made this offseason, how could you not be optimistic about the Bucs secondary? The ageless wonder Brent Grimes still plays at a high level. Vernon Hargreaves looks natural as a slot corner, and Ryan Smith gives them some versatility as a guy that can play either corner or safety. Last year, the Bucs got great value out of safety Justin Evans, and he should blossom into a star this upcoming season. And we've already mentioned the rookies that they brought in this year, so keep an eye on Jordan Whitehead as a guy that has really good versatility as a matchup defender and could start opposite Jordan Evans. Jameis Winston's suspension aside, still should give you some optimism because he's getting better. He closed out last season on a high note, and I'm willing to bet that he's going to come back from suspension and pick up right where the end of 2017 left off. Now, healthy, Winston should be able to build much better chemistry with the receiving core, which is why you should also be optimistic about that group as well. Pound for pound, the talent on the perimeter for Tampa Bay is arguably the best in the division, and they added another weapon in the draft in Justin Watson from Penn. That's why you can understand why the pressure is on for this staff this year with this team. At least on paper, they have more than enough to work with to get the job done. A cause for concern will be Dirk Koetter and the staff. Again, the Bucs have more than enough talent and in some areas an abundance of riches to work with. Ever since that 9-7 season, it's been one setback after another. Even without Jameis Winston for the first 3 games of the year, the Bucs have to come out of the gate strong. Otherwise, seats could start to heat up at One Buck Plaza. And here are some quick Buccaneers takes as they head into training camp. Look for O.J. Howard and Noah Spence to be breakout players this year. We started to get a taste of it last year from Howard as he scored 6 touchdowns, tying him with Cameron Brate for the team lead in that category. And I think his catches and yards should definitely increase this season. And a healthy Noah Spence is still a very good pass rusher. He looks to be just that this offseason. And if things hold true to form, he'll shine this upcoming year. I went along both sides of the line of scrimmage for some camp surprises, as I feel as though undrafted rookie free agent offensive lineman Ruben Holcomb from UIndy and defensive tackle Sivi Tuikolovatu will turn some heads this upcoming training camp. Holcomb has really good footwork for a man his size and is a big ball of clay for offensive line coach George Warhop to continue to mold. And Tuikolovatu went down with an injury last camp but has the quicks, technique, and functional strength to be a factor versus the run. Rookie impact players are running back Ronald Jones and cornerback Carlton Davis. Both guys were second-round steals, in my opinion, for the Bucs. It will immediately provide returns on the Bucs' investment in year one. Jones will legit open up this offense. And from a fantasy football perspective, Cameron Brate just finds the end zone. It doesn't matter how many studs the Bucs have on offense. For some reason, Brate is always open inside the red zone. He's a good option to pick up in your fantasy drafts somewhere around the 3rd or 4th round. The road to the Super Bowl for the Bucs goes as follows. The running game has to be as good as advertised. The Bucs offensive line played better last year and figures to continue to get better. You add in Ronald Jones and a commitment to maximizing his talents, and that leads you to believe that the Bucs will make significant strides in the running game this year. They have to in order to get to the Super Bowl. Also, the defense doesn't have to go from worst to first, but obviously it can't be dead last once again. I think they just have to get to at least top 15. If they can do that, they're playing winning football. And finally, Jameis Winston has returned from suspension with a focus so clear that he plays his best ball, minimizes the mistakes, and excels situationally as he has done at times throughout his career. If he can put all of it together for 13 games, the Bucs have a great chance to get to Atlanta at the end of the season. I have the Bucs finishing 3rd in the NFC South. Look for the defense to be vastly improved, giving them the ability to actually close out games this year, which should show itself positively in the win column. The Bucs were a trendy pick last year to make the playoffs. I think this might be the year to place that bet. They will definitely be in the running for their final playoff spot this season.
So that's it for our 2018 NFL season team preview. Be sure to follow me on all of our social media accounts. Also check out and subscribe on iTunes to Football Game Plan Podcast, and to find other NFL team previews for our 2018 NFL season kickoff, visit the YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan and click that subscribe button.